Okay, let's begin. Beloved, see what love the Father has bestowed on us,
that we may be called children of God, yet so we are. The reason the world does not know us is that they did not know Him. Beloved, we are children of God now. What we shall be has not yet been revealed. We do know that when it is revealed, we shall be like Him, for we shall see Him as He is.
Okay, we are starting to get into the present moment awareness. So what it is and what we are going to do about, we shall go deeper into this. It is one of the aspects of our spiritual life. And if you read Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, so that is somewhat this, but in a different take I give to it. So, we are going into the presence. And we cannot go into the presence unless we are present. So this is a chapter or 2 or 3 lessons on how we be present in the presence. Both are practically the same. If you are present, you are always in the presence. So if you are not present, you are not in the presence. So we are going to see how we are going to be in this presence by experiencing more and more deeply the presence. How will you know whether you are experiencing the presence more and more deeply? By coming out of the presence, moving back into your world and beginning to say, I'm looking at it differently. That's the way you will know that you have gone into the presence and then come out of it. Then you go back into the presence and come back to it, and go back into the presence and come back. Every time you're present to the presence, the world reveals itself to you in a different way, because your perception now has put on the glasses of the presence. So every time you go there, you clean your glasses and you begin to see. And if you don't see, and if you don't begin to experience the world as it comes, then you have to tell yourself, I have not yet begun my journey in the presence. So, getting into this, therefore, we are therefore moving out of our everyday life back into the everyday life. So you are going to do in a shuttle. You go out of your everyday life, which you call meditation, or which you call present moment awareness, and it will strike you in different ways. Let us see how it will strike you in different ways. So you go into the presence and you just remain there, out of the realm of doing into just being. And when you are just being, one thing that will happen there is you will be filled with gratitude. Not because you got something, not because you achieved something, not because of not because you thought of yourself as somebody different or you achieved a goal. No, you're not grateful for all that. You're grateful just to be the being that you are. That's a beautiful thing. Just to be the being that I am, and I'm grateful for that. Such a beautiful feeling. Try to tell yourself, I'm not going to be grateful because I have a new car. I'm not going to be grateful because my husband bought a bouquet of roses for me. I'm not going to be grateful because I went for a makeup. I am grateful because I'm so happy with my being. I'm grateful to just be who I am. And have you ever not been who you are? You're always who you are, always. And therefore, there is a possibility of living in gratitude 24/7. 24/7. So living in gratitude, therefore, is a sign of deep humility, is a sign of tremendous acceptance, is a sign of saying, I don't need to change anything. I don't need. I am fulfilled and I am present and I am just grateful for who I am. Sometimes I think of this way of just being and enjoying that glow of peace and happiness that you get for just being is sometimes the most powerful prayer you can do. Most powerful prayer is to, I'm so grateful for being who I am. I'm not even thanking God for that. I'm just having the feeling of gratitude. Just the feeling, just the experience of gratitude. So that's how you get it. And then that feeling of gratitude with the presence begins to lead you in the way automatically you will go in that way. And if suffering comes, so be it. If it doesn't come, so be it. Our life is so much thing. I hope I don't have to suffer. I hope you don't have to suffer. I hope I'll be happy always. No, you're happy to just be who you are, whether you have one hand cut off or not cut off, whether you are going bald or not going bald, whether you have anything. You're just happy to be, just grateful to be who you are. So, this is a journey now that you are going to assign to yourself and tell yourself, I'm going into the journey of present moment awareness. This feeling of gratitude that you have is just a gratitude that is centered on peace and happiness within yourself and feeling a great feeling of fulfillment. And you feel that I don't need anything to fulfill me. I am that. I am it. So can you see that? You're grateful just to be the I am. Just to be the I am you're grateful. So let us try this journey starting from today. And this feeling of being present, attached to gratitude, will guide you on your journey through life or to wherever it has to go. This journey that we are going to start from today is a journey that will make you travel through all your past memories, make you travel to all your past events, to all the past happenings, and you will go through these in the presence. And as you go through these in the present and say, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened, never for a moment give up gratitude. So you're not going into your past in order to have regrets. You're going into the past in order because I'm happy with who I am, and now I'm going to be happy with who I was.
Because
So
we've always been the same, though.
Who?
What we were in the past and what we are today is the same person.
Same person. But every time you go to the past, you become that person that you were when you were 10 years old. My mother was terrible, and she, so you bring that thing here. And so that makes you, that memory therefore is not cleaned up. But when you go and you go through these memories, events, and they will come. And when they come, you bathe them with gratitude. I am happy not only for who I am now, I am also happy for who I was when I was 10, 12, 15, 20, 23, yesterday. Not happy, but I am grateful. I'm grateful because I lived through it. I lived through it, and I have come here. This was a process for which I'll always be grateful. There is no other way of living life except through gratitude. Remember, I gave you those lessons in which we went through suppressed emotions, and I said bring those suppressed emotions out. So now, as you go through this journey, again go through all those suppressed emotions of anger, of wanting control over others, of frustration, of demanding, of corruption, of lust, whatever you want to, all the other things you put there. And then purify them with gratitude. Purify them, purify them, purify them. Where am I going with this? So first we went through the past, we went through memories, etc., etc. Then we went through the suppressed emotions. In the past 4 or 5 lessons we are doing all this, how to get the emotion. I gave you one meditation, bring an event that recently happened, see the physical structure of that, see the mental talk that went on, and then get in touch with the emotion that was there and clear that out. So now, when you get in touch with this emotion, experience that emotion with gratitude. Why gratitude for an emotion that was traumatic? Why? Because you were alive to have it. I was alive to have it. So I'm grateful to have lived, and I'm grateful to have passed through, and I'm grateful to be living now. This event I passed through, and I'm grateful for that because what life gave to me.
And also because everything that happens brings you to this point where we are right now. So,
Yeah.
so all of the bad things, if they didn't happen, then we wouldn't be here.
You wouldn't be who you are. So your gratitude for the gift of
Appreciate
life. As you go through this, as I have gone through it, you will not have that mental conversation going on with yourself. Why should that happen? Why should I must do that? Slowly, you will now have that conversation that is going on will become a conversation with a loving presence. That conversation which was disturbing us and ego conversation for survival and all. Now as you go through this journey, that conversation that is going on is a conversation with a loving presence within me. And therefore you are constantly communicating with love. Constantly. So living in the presence means living in the presence and forever being grateful. And as you are being more and more grateful, you have all these other emotions that come up, you bathe them with gratitude. You bathe them with gratitude. Ever since I took up this new job as pastor of the parish, something else is happening. My life is going in another direction. For the last week, every day, at least one or two people unknown to me are coming for spiritual guidance. I didn't ask for it. Somewhere they have been sent and come to me. And so, Father, when can I meet you? You have a fresh time. Who are you? I am from Ossining and all. Okay, there's no priest, no, I want to talk to you. Okay, come tomorrow, 4 o'clock. After another time. I think in this last week, at least 8 or 10 people have come and gone. It has never happened in the past 10 years.
Huh.
So, living in the presence, and so you're grateful, and as you're grateful, the presence opens the life that it wants you to go through, or opens the time that you have to spend in which direction. You don't have to plan your life at all. I have not planned my life at least for the last 20 years. No planning. No planning. It has been planned for me a long time back, and with that you're so grateful. I'm grateful for, so sometimes they sit down, these same people who are coming now and then, say, Father, I hope we haven't taken much of your time. So I tell them, if you have taken much of my time, I would not have invited you in the first place. I said, I would not have called you. I said, I have all the time you need. I have all the time you need. But you're busy, no? I said, I'm not busy. And I tell them another story. I think I told you, I'm never busy. Why? Because I never work. Only the one who works is busy. The one who's playing, enjoys, and is so tired playing at the end of the game goes to sleep happily. So, we don't have to work. So we don't work. So if we take everything as we are playing in the Father's house, and he's now started a new game for me to meet these people from nowhere and to give them advice, to give them talk, to find out why. And it's another mind-boggling thing. But just to illustrate to you that once we give ourselves into this, totally give ourselves into the presence and become present to the present, then, so my dear friends, let me tell you, even though you may believe that you're taking this journey alone, you know what? You're not. You're not taking this journey alone. You're taking this journey with a being that is living in your being. The journey is with a being that's a being in you. So this journey is never taken alone. And then, if you are taking the journey as a being with a being that is there in you, the intimacy between this is fantastic. It's fantastic. I'll tell you another thing. So, I distribute Holy Communion to the people when they come for Mass. I put my hand inside and I give one. You must be knowing I take 10 or 12 or 15 at a time. And 99% of the time I take the exact amount. Very surprising. My gosh, it's over. There's nobody else. Sometimes I try to see some tall man come. I try to see if there's a short lady at the back. No, he's finished. No. Amazing, amazing. And I laugh and I tell, okay, there's a being in a being that is there with me who's directing my hand to pick up the exact amount. He wants me to enjoy it. Even this is like not a, this is just a joke to pick up the exact amount. No big deal in that. But still, you get to understand the guidance that is being propelled to you in so many directions. So, as you take this journey, there is in this journey certainty and uncertainty mixed 100%. So here am I, Father Brennan became sick. I did not know what to do. But before he became sick, I was thrown out from the VA so that I could get time to work in the parish. And I didn't know, so there was certainty or uncertainty. I was thrown out from here and I was asking why. Eventually he became sick and then I had to take his place, so we went. After doing that, now, how do I handle it? So I did not even think of how do I handle it. So people started dropping in for spiritual direction or whatever. So practically out of say morning 9 till evening 7, I'm in the office for something or the other. And I'm playing the whole time. So get into this knowledge that you are not on the journey alone. You are with God, in short. And so while you're unsure of where the journey is going to take you, on another aspect of your being, you're sure you'll never land up in the wrong place. You don't know where you're going, but you know that you'll always be safe. You'll always be okay. Everything will be okay. So you're unsure of where the journey is going, but you're absolutely sure that it will go where it has to go, and you have no control over it. So just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. That is called absolute trust in a Christian language, absolute trust in God, absolute trust in Jesus, absolute trust in the Holy Spirit, and allowing them to guide you. So there are a lot of theological things in this, but I'm not putting it there just for you to get it, because if I start saying Holy Spirit and all, you will all cut it off. So we go to the next part. We are absolutely sure of where we are going. And because of this, we are absolutely sure, we put our foot forward. So we put our foot forward, and another foot forward, and another foot forward. And so the spiritual masters, they say, and even somewhere I read, when you're driving at night, you do not know the road, you can't see, it's all dark, but you can see only 50 feet ahead where the headlights go. More than that, you trust the road is, that there is no thing, and you trust the road and you go 50 thing at a time. And same thing with your feet, you trust where life is taking you, and you take one step at a time, because you are never revealed the whole journey. It's beautiful to know in yourself. I will never know the whole journey, but I will always be pleasantly surprised. That's great. To live a life in which you are being pleasantly surprised every day, every hour, is a great feeling of joy. Imagine living a life full of surprises. And that's how you live in the present moment, by being surprised. Or if you don't live in the present moment, you're bored, you take to drinks. There's no need to drink because you're always surprised. And this happens. So, any questions so far? Great. You are all present. The next step of the presence process. The next step of the present process is the step of communication. That's the next step. We know, as I told you in the previous thing, the quantum physics and all those things, of the magnetic waves, and we are all in contact with each other, and so we are always in communication with everyone. We are always in communication with the universe. Universe means, I mean the physical universe, all the galaxies and all the stars in them and all the universes and all. We are in a big soup of that, and we are just thinking that we are in a soup of communication that is going through and through with us. Everyone and everywhere. So, if that is true, my dear brothers and sisters, this is what is the next step. Open to receive communication. Are you open to receive communication? Or do you want only the TV, only your cell phone, only some newspaper, only some gossip, only that? Have you blocked the whole thing? Or can you say, I'm present with gratitude to the universe in which I live? And let the universe talk to you. I'll tell you another thing, how the universe spoke to me on Monday. Every Monday there are 5 or 6 ladies, five ladies here. They come as a voluntary service to count the money of the Sunday collections. 5 o'clock mass, 6 o'clock mass, 7 o'clock mass, they put it all there, they tabulate it and everything, you know. Then they have coffee and then they bring their donuts or whatever, they cake, and they enjoy that. This time, one of them went to the toilet. She finished her job, and after finishing her job, she went to freshen up on the mirror, my toilet. She went to freshen up in the mirror, and then she saw the toilet was clean and she wanted to make it cleaner, so she flushed it the second time. When she was about to close the door and go out, she saw the water following her.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So this thing was kept on bubbling and bubbling, and she screamed, "Father, I didn't do it." I said, "No, just." And I happened to be there. I said, "There's nothing dirty, there's all clean water coming out." No. And then it is slowly subsiding. So in order to prove that it was subsiding, I pulled it again. Again it came out. So it was about say quarter inch of water, and not only in the toilet, but also it overflowed into the dining room. There I told them, "You go, I will clean." So I asked the presence, I asked the universe, "What are you trying to tell me?" You know what it told me? It told me, "You're talking to a particular person about another person and enjoying the gossip." And so the thing was showing that your gossip is like an overflowing toilet bowl. It hit me in the gut because it was true. It hit me in the gut. So I cleaned it up. I said, "Lesson learned." After that, for the last 3 days, nothing. If you live in the presence makes known to you in which direction it wants you to go. I'm feeling like tearing right now. It's a beautiful experience. Like I asked, "What are you trying to tell me?" You put a rotor and you call the plumber and you call it this and you call it that. This thing was just telling me, the universe is telling me something wrong with you, and I'm giving you something to repair in your life by showing to you. So it may have given me other warnings, other clues to which I was insensitive. So it finally said, "Let's flood the bugger." This comes again for communication. If you are open to communication, you get the communication. So the next step is prepare yourself to receive communication. And so ask the question, why is this happening? Why did this person come into my life? Why did my cat die yesterday? Why is that dog over there barking? Why is this? Why is that? What is the lesson you're trying to communicate? So with that, the universe or God, whoever it is, cannot fail to give you a reply, but you have to be sensitive enough to ask the question and to see the answer. And the answer then is given, because I got the answer that we were two talking to each other like an overflowing toilet bowl. There it happened, the toilet bowl opened. So I resolved that this is over, this story is over, lesson learned, that thing stopped. It's not magic, it is how we are creators of our own life, our own destiny, our own makeup. So we have this presence knows where to take us. The presence knows where we are going. The presence knows how to take us there. The presence knows everything. So, how are you going to live with this presence that knows everything? Innocent trust. Just trusting, trusting, trusting. The more you trust, the more innocent you become. You're ready to accept the guidance. You're ready to be grateful no matter what. You're ready, you're sensitive to the communication that is coming, and you're looking at everything that doesn't make sense in your life, and you ask the presence, this is not making sense, and remain in silence, and the presence will open itself to you, because the presence wants the best thing for you. The present doesn't want to hurt you. The present doesn't want to teach you a lesson. The presence is not angry with you, nothing. Present just wants to lead you back to itself. And so, in this communication that we have, we learn some lessons. First lesson we learn is the lesson of truth. What is the lesson of truth? The lesson of truth is, it is not exactly the truth. The truth, which is called authenticity. To be authentic. To be authentic. Tell the presence, I'm not getting the message. Tell the presence, I think I'm too involved. Tell the presence, be utterly open to the presence, just as when you go to the doctor, you become naked in front of the doctor for CAT scan and PET scan and this scan and that scan. So go to the presence totally in your mind, already being authentic, not hiding anything, not afraid or not being embarrassed. Unless you become a little child, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. This lesson that I have given you today, I would like you, because I have never told you of any lesson in the past. This is what I'm saying to you. When you get this lesson, I want you to read it, and line by line, and see how you can digest it. Line by line, see if you can digest it. And if you can digest it, read the next line and the next line. If you find that you can't digest it, close the book, go around, look at the birds, go to work, have a nice coffee, and then come back again. So do it always in a relaxed way, and not, let's finish this. Do it one, two, 3 lines at a time. So, with this, what will happen? With this, a great thing will happen. You will learn, you will begin to integrate the broken pieces of your personality. So all the hypocrisy that you were living, all the frustration, all the hidden things that you kept from others, all the now begin to come up, and you begin to say, I am grateful for who I am. I am grateful for who I am. And as you keep on saying, I am grateful for who, and feeling it deep inside, then the broken aspects of your personality get together, and you become whole. And that's perfect healing. That's perfect healing. So allow yourself to become whole. Allow yourself to get integrated. The second thing I would like you to do in this presence process is to begin to talk about it at least to one person, if not 5 or 6. Or you don't tell them, you know what, I'm doing a spirituality course and all, I wish you could come. No, you just tell them, you know what happened today? Yeah, I was coming from the car and a certain man was there. And he looked at me and smiled and he reminded me of my dad. You know what? I then prayed for my dad whom I had never prayed a long time back. Tell this to someone. Tell this to someone. So you're not hiding something, but you're revealing first of all to yourself that you're growing to be present to the presence. So just you opened the door, you saw a man, he reminded you and you prayed to you, and then you remembered, I have not prayed for my dad for a long time. That was the presence telling you your dad needs you to pray for him. And therefore, don't be afraid, because the more you talk about it, the deeper what happens. First of all, you're grateful that you opened the car door and saw that man who looked like your dad, blah, blah, blah. So you're grateful that you got this inspiration from the presence, and to tell someone else, what do you think that someone else will feel? Any answer? Someone else will say, good for you, I'm happy for you. So what are you doing? You're giving that gift to somebody else. So by making that person happy for what you did, and then that person, it may start working another chain in her or his mind. Yeah, I think I must go to her and ask her something. And so then she will come, even it happened to me last week, yeah. And so we start talking, not gossiping, but start talking of how, let us say, God is working in our life. Isn't that a beautiful conversation? So you're changing. So now you will see therefore this change happening. You will go into the presence, come back, and you will begin to see the world in a different way. What I told you in the beginning. So the presence that we are talking about, if you start living, being present to the presence, and you make it your life, and make it and that is the truth. You make yourself, I'm going to live in the truth, I'm going to be authentic, I'm going to be this. So this thing that you are going to live in being present to the present will always take away from you, or always make you a person that has no stress. No stress at all. No stress at all. This is beautiful. You will then feel the absence of the presence in your life. So you're gone for a movie or something, and your mind has gone there, and you tell yourself, present for the last one day. So you'll feel that you're not yourself because you have not been present, you have not been sensitive, you have not asked questions of the present. So therefore, this, by being in the presence becomes your best friend. Your presence becomes your flag of honor. Your presence becomes a place from where you go and a place from where you come. The presence becomes your home. And it is said, oh, what is that? My heart was made for you, O Lord, and where shall it rest except to rest in Thee? This is what happens for those who live in the presence. Our hearts were made for you, O Lord, said Saint Augustine, and it cannot rest until it rests in you. This is where we rest. And so when we are not in the presence, a feeling of restlessness comes inside, and you at once sense it. I'm not in the presence. Okay, let's be back. And you are back with a sense of gratitude, with a sense of, and the presence waits for you with open arms. Come home, baby, come home. And there you go. And then you tell, I missed you. The presence says, I missed you too. But I hope you had a good time. No, how can I have a good time without you? Come on. Isn't that great? Okay. For today we finished. We have finished early, but it doesn't matter.
Thank you, Father.
This chapter is over. Any questions?
Thank you, Father.
It was just what I needed to hear.
Huh?
It was just what I needed to hear.
Yeah,
So
okay,
thank you.
great. So it came for you, tailored for you. The presence made it.
There's a movie about Mr. Rogers that just came out. Has anyone seen it?
Oh no, I want to see it though.
I think this is what he was, where he was at. He really, embodied it.
You know where?
You know, last week Eleanor came. You all were there when Eleanor came. She was sitting down there. She has a son, maybe.
Connell.
Huh?
He's
Yeah.
the same age as our kids.
Okay, so he wanted to see me. See, another guy,
Yeah.
From nowhere, he told his mother, I want to see father. This is the second time. The first time he came about 2 or 3 months back. Then, so this time he came with questions. So he's saying, most of the time I talk to myself. I said, yeah, because if you don't talk to yourself, then whom are you going to talk? You can't talk to the walls. They have no ears. So it's a very rational thing that you talk to yourself. He said, no, but I don't want to talk to myself. He says, then you have a choice. You either be a lunatic and talk to yourself, or you tell yourself, I'm going to be a lunatic no more. He said, yeah, I do not know. Isn't that insane that I'm talking to myself the whole time? Yeah, I said, so when are you going to stop? I don't know how to stop. So we went into that, so that shows that he's thinking and he wants to know who he is, in which direction he's going. We had a nice talk. Let's see now what happens. So from all over the place they are jumping into my web.